Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another raid Shadow Legends video. So we have got a guide on Cillian with a K, the Lucky. I have built him up as I promised. I said I'd do a guide today and I will. Here he is, Cillian the Lucky. I have pushed him in probably a slightly different way to what I've seen so far because I think this is how he's going to be the most useful. For me, he is an out-and-out arena champion. Can you use him in other areas of the game? Yes, you can, but he is by no means the best champion to use in other areas of the game for me. So I'm going to go straight into... Actually, let me show you skills first, so I explain why I'm going to rate him the way I will. So he's got a decreased speed on his A1. I have booked him up as much as I could. I didn't have enough books to do all of them. He's really expensive to book. I would suggest you don't book him up. I've only done it because I get some free books from Plarium, a couple of books a week, so I've used some of those books to see what he's actually like in full. Even then I didn't have enough books, and you know that's saying something. So he's very, very difficult to book. So what do we have here? We've got a decreased speed on his A1. Decreases when booked up, 50% chance to land for 2 turns. Each hit's also got a chance to grab the turn meter. So this could be quite useful in Spider. It could be pretty useful in Fire Knights. It's a shame his affinity is bad for Fire Knights. I think that's one of his places that he could actually be pretty good. But it's very good for the arena. We've then got a A2, which has got, if you do get it booked up, 100% chance to play this block cooldown skills for 4 turns, which is massive on one target. And then there's a 50% chance if you can get the books into him. I really wanted the books to land here rather than his A1, if I'm honest. So 50% chance, if booked, to spread that block cooldown across the rest of the team. This, for me, is where he comes into his own for the arena. Very, very effective skill. And then we've got an A3, which has got a chance as a single target stun. This hits pretty hard as well, so I'm interested to see what this does with less insane gear. So because I don't really see him as my damage dealer, I see him more as a utility champion. I'm interested to see what sort of damage I do with the gear I've got on, which is not aimed at being full-on damage. It's more aimed at being landing these abilities. And then he's got a passive which just kind of brings in a random buff every turn. He's also got an increased attack aura. It's not a big one compared to, if I bring up another legendary, Baron. Baron's got increased attack by 33%. Cillian's got 25%. I don't know why they did it with a smaller one, 33% here with Blood Twin. Maybe this because these are voids. Have I got any more? 35%. So yeah, it just feels like his is a little bit weak compared to the other voids. In terms of masters then, what have I done? I have pushed for an offensive arena build, but pushed for accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. Evil Eye is going to give me that drop turn meter on his A1. Chance to extend that block cooldown buff for longer than the 4 and longer than the 1 turn. And then more accuracy in Eagle Eye. So for me, as I said, he's all about landing those abilities. If you're going to use him in the arena, that's where you're going to get the benefit. If you can block out your opponent's skills, basically they're only coming at you with A1s. And if they come at you with A1s, you're going to be laughing for days. So that's the idea. I probably could do with him being quite a lot faster than he is. I haven't put him in like my best gear sets. I've not moved gear off of my other champions just yet. But he has got quite good gear. So what have we got him up to then? We've got 175 speed. As I said, it's a bit slow. We've got 82% crit rate, 230% crit damage. That's pretty good for accuracy gear. 359 accuracy. I've got another, what have I got in this? About another 30 in the banner that I can push up to. I just haven't got much silver right now. So he is literally ready for the arena. I think he can do some work in Fire Knights. So let me just give you an idea of where I think he'll be rated. Campaign, it's not his thing. Arena offense, I think he's going to be strong, probably a 4. Faction Wars, I think he's excellent. I think he will be perfect for Faction Wars the way I've built him. So getting that block cooldown ability out in Faction Wars is massive. Arena defense, probably a bit weaker because you won't be controlling when he does his abilities. Minotaur would be okay. Fire Knights, I think he's probably a 4. He does have some utility that you can use. To any turn meter gain or steal, turn meter steal is the point, is actually really good. if he was a different affinity, he'd be an absolute 5 all day long. So what I'm rating this on is based on if you've got him in your mid game, he will definitely get in your FIREKNIGHT's team. So I think he's a 5. Keeps, he's average. He's not going to bring too much. Hasn't got any kind of real AoE damage. Spiders, again, he can drop turn meter. He can still turn meter. Anything, I'd say, level, if you're around level 14 to 17, he might do some work for you. So maybe a 3 or a 4. He needs a pretty certain comp to be able to... So he won't be the one doing the damage. That's the first thing. He will not be doing your damage in Spiders. He will be there to just control turn meter. But controlling turn meter is one of the main aspects of the game. So, it does need to... You do need that in your team. I think I'm going to give him a 4. Ice Golem. Block cooldown skills doesn't do anything for you. The one thing it will do is if you get to Ice Golem 20... and you get to that wave 2, which is difficult to beat, he will put that block cooldown skill on those 2 front mobs, which do the shriek. So he will enable you to get through that wave much easier. So probably a 4. And then the rest of the stuff here, dragons, I don't think it's going to be his place. It'll help you with the waves a bit, but it's not really his area. Clan boss, terrible for clan boss. None of his skills work on clan boss. Force keep. None of his skills are relevant to Force Keep. Magic Keep is not bad because you will be able to block out the shield. That's pretty good. And then Spirit, it's not really his thing. So that's how I would rate him. Let's get him into, I think, some... Just want to see what the Faction Wars is for today. If Faction Wars is on today, we'll do that first. I don't think it is. No. I will definitely come back and show him in Faction Wars, actually. Cheers, Hell Hades. What's this? A whale killer. Right, yeah. So what we're going to do then, we're going to get into... I think I'm going to go straight to the arena first. The arena's where I think he's totally the most relevant. So let's get into a few teams here. This is a team that I've been running for my offense. So I guess I'm going to want the shield. Actually, I'm going to go Arbiter to try and go first. I'm going to bring Warlord in to bring some shielding for me. Rotus is coming in for my damage. And then old Mr. Pointy Nose, Cillian, is coming in to basically be a debuffer. So he's not coming in to be my hard hitter. That's what Rotus' job is. He's coming in to deal with the most annoying champion on their team, basically. So we're going to speed up, get people into the fight. We can start doing some damage. I think I just wanted to try and take Seeker out of the game. He's gone. Might not even see Pointy Nose here. Depends how crazy Rotus goes. He's going pretty nuts. Maybe next fight. Maybe next fight I get a go. Okay, here we go. So, what do I want him to do then? I can either go in and try and stun. So I've got a 100% chance to stun because I booked him up on this skill. So we're going to go in. We're going to stun him. Stun in the arena is basically the most effective debuff that you can cast. So look, we're not in any trouble here, but yeah, that stun meant that there's no way now that this guy can start doing some sort of crazy combo and coming back into the fight. If I'd done block cooldown, block skills, then there's still a chance RNG would have played in his favour. So let's try the next one. Let's do this. So again, this team comp is just reliant on me going first. Now look at the speeds here. I'm way quicker than these guys. I don't want to try my speed up, so I'm probably going to get frozen by Torment. So in fact, what I'm going to do is just try and get a weaken out there somewhere. That's on Padma. Got that. And then we can try and get rid of Padma. Got her revive. She's down 130k. See you later. Get in the bin. Now look, I've got block damage here, which is nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and block the skills of... Who do I want to block? Probably Morley. I don't want Morley to provoke me. So we go in, block, hit for 14k. It's quite nice. So I've got a 4-turn cooldown for her to be able to do anything useful in this game. She is literally locked out of this fight. Totally locked out. Once you've locked someone out of the fight like that, this fight's easy now. There's absolutely no way I should lose this fight now. So especially when I've got my damage dealer who's just kind of going a bit bonkers like Rotus. Might be able to kill this guy. Oh, I didn't get a crit. So I'm not going to go for him now, so I want to get him with the block revive. She's down. I'm going to get the weaken up here if I can. Didn't get it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stun this guy up because I don't want him to come at us with any freezes. Didn't get my stun off. Not sure what that is actually. Maybe it's not 100% chance. Try to get the weaken over here. Didn't get it again. And we're going to go A1 there. A1 trying to... So I took her turn meter. See that? It wasn't a lot, but I took it. And I got slow on her as well. And we're going to block his revive so he can't get his second life. There we go. All in all, that's pretty useful. He's a good champion, actually. Bearing in mind, I'm like, what, a couple of 100 points off of plat. So, generally, it feels like I'm a bit of a weak... Maybe I've had a weak load-in or something, because this doesn't feel super strong. Let's go for this guy, he's a bit stronger. The possibility here is that we might have a quick team. They've still got a low team power, actually. Maybe I've just got one of these random pages that's just easy to beat. So I've got no one that can freeze me up. So the aim here, if he was second, I would throw up his block cooldown and block skills. Ooh, see you later. On this chick here. So what I don't want her to do is her ability to hide the rest of the team. So I'm going to go Inflict Misfortune on there. She's actually resisted it, but we blocked his skill, which actually is quite good as well. So he needs an extra bit of accuracy that I haven't put on him yet to be able to land it every time at this sort of level. We can get rid of her now. 100k, see you later. Who's next? Rotus is just busted good. He's so good. Ooh, nice. 2 down, 3 down, 4 down. See you later. So we'll do one more fight and then I'll show you him in a couple of different areas. But this, I think, is how he's designed to be built. So you absolutely, as I said, you can go for him full damage. You can do that, and it's not a terrible idea. But when you've got someone doing 100k, you probably don't need him doing damage. So who do we want to lock out then? Do I want to lock out this guy doing strengthen? Do I want to lock out this guy, but he's got a weak affinity, so I'd probably avoid him. I want to lock out Krisk. If I can lock out Krisk like that, he now can't do his ally protection. He can't do anything that's can't speed them up. So their whole team, the whole point of their team is now gone. Their damage dealer's gone, and their utility champion that keeps everyone alive is useless. Totally useless. So now I can come in and stun somebody else. I'm probably going to stun up Whirlum or kill him. 21k, it's not bad. Speed us up. Now we've got a lot of damage coming here. It should be a kill. Oh, where's my crits? Need more crit rate, obviously, on my Rotus build. I guess I'll probably go for a stun here. Got it. You see the way I'm just locking out their team. Stuns and block cooldowns is just insane for the arena. It's so good. 100k. Krisk gets in the bin. And this is another easy win. So it feels like we've got... These buffs actually really benefit us as well. Stole his turn meter. So for me, this is how he's intended to be built. This is how the average person that's playing this game should try to look to build him for me. He's not going to be your damage dealer. Don't think that's what you want from him. That's not what he's there for. So if I show you a couple of dungeons quickly then, let's go into... I guess FIREKNIGHT is probably the area where I think he can be most useful for us. So let's show him then on stage 18 where the affinity actually favours him. This is where I think you'd actually get some benefit from using him. 20, you'd have to build him very tanky to use him. And if you did, then he kind of loses his utility that he's going to bring. So we're going to go decrease defense of our Tyrell. Just try and give someone a bit of a whack. Probably one of these front guys. So he's got the immunity buff come on, which is nice. We can know block cooldown skills now on one of these guys. Hopefully it spreads. Didn't. So if that spreads, then that becomes an insane ability. If it doesn't, then it's not amazing, really. Let's try and lock out one of these guys. Reduce turn meter over here. See the way I'm just kind of playing with turn meter right across the board. Get a stun off on one of these. He's already locked out, so I'm not fussed about him. I think I'm going to try and stun up the Nephril. That's him done. You see the way I'm doing this? I'm sort of systematically thinking, right, who do I need to concentrate on next? I want to take this guy out. Don't want him to do his unkillable. Oh no, what's he do? A taunt. And equally, I could literally throw out an auto, and he's going to do work anyway. Just wanted to show you some of his kit. So 65k, which is pretty nice. Considering I don't have him like full damage gear, 59k. Yeah, as soon as you put him into stage 20, I think you just have to build him in such a different way that he's actually not that useful. But if you're fusing him, and you're perhaps mid-game or early game, then he's a legendary champion that hits hard and has got a lot of utility in his kit. So he's useful to you. If you are super end-game, like I am, like that ability there is massive. Locked everybody out of their abilities. It's huge. That's just, like, you can't even imagine how strong that ability is right there when it comes off. But yeah, if you're late game like I am, then actually he's not going to bring much more to your team apart from a different style of arena champ to have for you. I like his kit. I think his kit's interesting. But yeah, he's certainly not overpowered. He's just he's probably at quite a good balance level. But look at this. We've stunned people up. We've locked people out. If people can't have a go, then how can you lose? Yeah, that's the whole point of him. You see, he's doing work here. He's going to do a different type of job when we get to the boss. So, to the boss, we want him to steal turn meter. We want him to put slow on. And that's about it, really. So at this stage, we're trying to get through the shield, which we'll do here. Try and steal turn meter. There you go. See that turn meter steal? Now puts us right in the game with an Arminger as well. Basically means that we're laughing, really. Armiger now will keep stealing that turn meter, or removing it, not stealing it. He steals it. See that? Drop turn meter again. And it just means that this fight is now easy. Got his drop speed on. That's the other ability that's kind of crucial here. And, you know, with a team of one fused champion, one uncommon, 2 rares, and an epic, you know, this stage has looked pretty simple, really. None of these guys are in insane gear, I'd say. Some of them, maybe my Tayrell's in pretty good gear. And obviously my Cillian, you've seen his gear, that is quite good. But none of the others are in crazy gear. So yeah, just constantly dropping that turn meter. This is where he's strong. It's such a shame they made him Magic Affinity, because if he was any other affinity, he's then really viable for FIREKNIGHT 20. But for 18, you see there, he's come in, biggest damage dealer in the team, which is decent. And yeah, that's him in FIREKNIGHT 20. I'm not going to show you spiders or dragon or ice golems. I just don't think he's worth it. I don't think he'll do enough for your team. Perhaps what I will do is just show you wave 20 quickly. I'm not going to show you the whole fight. I'll show you stage 20, the second wave, what he'd be able to do there. Oh no, I do want him. So I'll try and get there quite quick. Be interesting to see if he does it on auto in the right place here. So let's slow it down. We get our main abilities come back. Obviously, we do our slam, We're going to kill him. Don't kill him, don't kill him. Ah, you kill him. I'm just going to try that again. I'm just going to try that again. This time I won't let him kill him. So we clear through the first wave. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Right, okay. So let's just slow everybody down. Now, what I'd want to do here is block the cooldown skills on one of these two, like this. Hope it spread. It didn't spread, but this guy now cannot do Shriek. So if you are just running a normal team, you'd be blocking him out, and then you'd be focusing on this guy to try and make sure that he dies first. And then that way you don't have to deal with. And on auto, if I just slightly not killed them, I can actually stun this guy as well. See that? Stun one, block the other one out, and hey presto, you beat this wave. Now on auto, you've got to hope for a bit of decent RNG with that. But yeah, ultimately that's what I think he could be useful for here. But it's pretty specific and it's pretty lucky if it works really. Anyway, look, do I like him? I think he's a good champion. I don't think he's top tier, as you've seen on my ratings. If you're struggling for some utility in the arena, I think he's worth having. And for Faction Wars, I think he's going to be one of the best champions that you can add to your lineup. So, look, I've been Hell Hades. That's been my guide on Cillian the Lucky. Catch you all later.